in the previous two assignments, we first created an income statement, and then we created the statement of owner's equity. So which financial statement must be created third? Of course, it's the balance sheet. So we're going to use the statement of owner's equity and the trial balance to create a balance sheet for Angel's delivery service at the end of May 2029. So like all financial statements, we need a three-line heading. So what's the top line? It's always the name of the company. And then what's the second line? It's the name of the document that you're creating. So in this case, it's the balance sheet. And then the third line is a little trickier. It's date related. So is it a single day or is it a period of time? So the balance sheet, remember, is like a snapshot in time. It's like a photograph. So the third line has to be a single day. And for this assignment, we're creating it for the end of May 2029. So how many days are in May? 31. So May 31st, 2029. And then what's the formula for the balance sheet? Well, the simplified formula is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. It's basically just the accounting equation. But specifically, we need to look at our formulas for the three financial statements. And you notice that technically the formula is assets equals liabilities plus ending capital. And where do we get the ending capital from? From the statement of owner's equity. So that's why we need the statement of owner's equity. But first, let's get out our trial balance and work on the asset section. So what's the first asset that this company has? Like all companies, they have cash. What's the balance of the cash account? $49,012. Now notice this column that $49,012 is in is not a debit or a credit column, so don't put any debit or credit label. These columns are just for formatting purposes. What's the next asset from the trial balance? It's AR, accounts receivable. And what's the balance? $3,900. And what is the next asset on the trial balance? It's office equipment with a balance of $2,500. And our last asset, the delivery truck, $25,000. Now we need to tell our readers that we're going to add up those numbers. So anytime you're doing a mathematical operation, you need to have a dark horizontal bar underneath the last number, which goes right here. And then we're going to add up the numbers above the horizontal bar. 49,012 plus 3,900 plus 2,500 plus 25,000 gives us $80,412. Now I'm going to talk about some formatting issues right now, but it's very minor. Notice for a dollar sign, they only have a dollar sign at the top of the column and the bottom of the column. And then since we're done with this column, what do we put at the very end? We put a double underline right here. All right, now we can work on the other part of the accounting equation, liabilities and owner's equity. So the liability account for this company is what? It's accounts payable with a balance of $25,800. And then what's the name of the owner's equity account according to the trial balance? Alice Angel, comma, capital. And what is the balance of the capital account? Should we use the amount from the trial balance? No, well, not necessarily. Let's review our three formulas for the three financial statements. Notice the capital amount that we're using on the balance sheet is ending capital. And where do we get ending capital from? From the statement of owner's equity. So we need to get our statement of owner's equity, and it's right here. And the balance of ending capital is $54,612. Now remember, on the right side, we're going to add liabilities plus owner's equity. So we're going to add the $25,800 plus the $54,612. So what do we do to tell our readers that we're adding or doing some type of mathematical operation? We put a horizontal line, a dark one right here. And we're going to add those two numbers and hope and pray that it equals total assets. Because remember, the balance sheet must balance. Total assets must equal total liabilities plus owner's equity. So when you add those up, do they balance? Yes. So assets, 80,412 equals liabilities plus owner's equity of a total of 80,412. Now we're done with this right column, so at the very bottom we put a double underline. And again, the double underlines and the dollar signs are just minor formatting issues. There's no need to memorize those. Before we go, let's analyze the balance sheet. What do you think about the financial position of this company? The first thing I look at is the amount of liabilities compared to the amount of cash. In the real world, because liabilities don't usually have to be paid off the next day, companies usually have liabilities that are a lot greater than their cash. And they just assume they're going to create more cash in the future to pay off those loans and liabilities that are going to be due in the future. But look at this company's cash. It's way bigger than their total liabilities. So that in itself shows that this company is in pretty decent financial shape right now. It's also good to know that the owner's equity is positive. A really bad sign is if the equity is negative. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen, and it's a very bad sign. So we're done with the balance sheet, and now we know how to create the three financial statements from a trial balance. And that's it.